Story time with Fergie and friends.
Hello! It's so exciting. It's Fergie and friends, and we're at Little Red's house in Buttercup Cottage, and we're here, and we're back again. And I'm so sorry we've been away for a bit. Not away, but just away, writing new books for story time with Fergie and friends. So here we are, and it's a very good new start. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some really still November, blustery busy days, and no leaves on the trees. And we are with Little Red, and we're with Little Blue, and we're with all the gang, and we have Little Red's story today because we're reading it from Buttercup Cottage in Bluebell Wood. So it's story time with Fergie and friends, and we're thrilled to be here with all of you today. And today is Thanksgiving. Yay! It's Thanksgiving, and it's Thanksgiving in America, and it's the time when everybody gathers around a table and they all celebrate with gratitude how thankful they are to everybody and thankful they are for the plentiful, wonderful food on their table. And they have turkey, and they have pumpkin pies, and they roast marshmallows, and it's a really good pumpkin of a day. It's Thanksgiving Day, and to everybody out there who celebrates Thanksgiving in the United States of America or anywhere in the world, very happy Thanksgiving to you all. Anyway, Little Red is here today to talk to you about going to the rescue, and it's very exciting because Little Red is back in force. So for the next few story times, we will still be in November blustery days, and I know December the 1st, it's the countdown to the holiday season. Go into our enormously fun, and we're going to do creative cooking and Christmas cookie and gingerbread making and icing bickies and we're going to do painting of Santa Claus and painting on stones, and we're going really into all the different kinds of faith around this time of the holiday time. So bear with us, come with us on the November blustery days for a few days longer, and then we go into so much fun heading towards the holiday period when we can have trains and snow and so much fun. Okay, so today we are nice autumny feel to it, and it's blustery and blowy, and I put my reading goggles on, and we're on our way. It was a splendid autumn afternoon even at Buttercup Cottage. Little Red and her friends were on their way to the great harvest festival in Bluebell Wood. They kicked up the golden leaves as they went along, humming a jolly tune. What a whiz of a windy day, cried Little Blue excitedly. A giant oak leaf floated down past them, and Gino jumped to catch it. There you have it. Look at that. I know, said Little Red, clapping her hands. Let's do a spot of leaf boarding. Leaf boarding? Everyone rushed to gather up the biggest leaves they could find and then scampered to the top of the hill. Wait for me, called Roni as the others all went zooming past. I'll never find a leaf that's my size, she sniffed. Little Red jumped off her leaf board. Don't worry, dear old Roni, she said as she reached for her sack of smiles. Then, with a teeny sprinkling of magic dust, she turned a rosy red leaf into a Roni-sized leaf board. Whoa, how exciting. Off Roni sped with a happy neigh, and Little Red dashed off to catch up with the others. Whee! There we have it. Oh my goodness me, what fun is this? Suddenly Little Red's leaf hit a rather large tuft of grass. Bumpety bump, bumpety whoops! And she went tumbly head over heels and landed at the foot of a big blackberry bush. Whoopsie! Laughed Little Red, untangling herself. Just then she heard the teeniest of squeaks coming from under the blackberries. Mummy, 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 said some very small voices. Little Red knelt down to have a look. Peering out from the shadows beneath the leaves, two tiny mice clung to each other. There they are, clinging to each other. Oh my goodness me. Eek! They squeaked, jumping back and gripping each other all the more tightly. Don't worry, said Little Red in her sweetest, kindest voice. I'll help you. But you're so big, peeped one tiny mouse. And scary, whispered the other. So Little Red reached into her sack of smiles, grabbed a handful of magic dust, sprinkled it over her head, and zibbity-doo-dah, she shrunk right down to the size of the tiny mice. There, that's better, she said. Now tell me whatever is the matter. What a lovely book is this. This is a lovely book. We can't find, oh, Mummy, squeaked the tiny mice. We were on our way to the Harvest Festival and we were playing hide and seek with the butterflies, but then they flew away and we were lost. I'm sure your mummy isn't far, said Little Red. Come on, we'll find her together. But when Little Red reached down for her sack of smiles, it was gone. Then she remembered there, high above their heads, the sack of smiles hung from the brambles. Oh, snaggeroo, she said to herself, however will I find Mummy Mouse now, and how will I save my sack of smiles? Little Red smiled her bravest smile. Don't worry, little ones, follow me. And she whistled a merry song as they set off on the long journey to the Harvest Festival. See, she's always brave and she's always finding a way and a solution out of this. Meanwhile, Little Blue, Gino and Roni had arrived at the clearing where the festival was nearly ready to begin. It was quite a sight indeed. Here, there and everywhere the animals were frantically making the final preparations. You see, there they are making the final preparations. Blakesley Bill was directing the robins as they strung lanterns from the trees. Purdy was scurrying to and fro setting up the band. There were towering tables brimming with all sorts of tasty treats. Roni licked her lips. Wait till Little Red sees this. But when they looked around, Little Red was nowhere to be seen. Oh! Just then Mrs. Mouse came rushing up to Roni, wringing her apron in distress. Oh, dearie me, she cried. I've lost 2 of my children. They're always running off, and I had my hands full with plum pie. Oh, please can you help me? Little Blue looked at Roni. Roni looked at Little Blue. Little Red would know what to do, but where on earth was she? The sun was setting and the long purple shadows were already stretching across the grass. They were very worried indeed. I think, said Roni, I think we should make a search party. Good idea, Roni. The friends hadn't been walking for long when thunk. Oh no, an acorn landed squarely in the middle of Little Blue's bumblebee bobble hat. Ouch, said Little Blue, and he looked up. Purdy, he said slowly, what colour do the leaves turn in the autumn? Why, you know that, Little Blue, they turn red and gold and orange. Everyone looked up to where Little Blue was pointing, his mouth wide open in astonishment. What is going on here? Up above, the leaves on the trees had turned every splendiferous colour in the rainbow. There were pink leaves and blue leaves and spotty leaves and stripy leaves. The friends couldn't believe their eyes. Then, high in the branches, Little Blue spied someone, a very mischievous someone, and gripped tightly in his paws was... Little Red sack of smiles. The magic dust was spilling here, there and everywhere, mixing up the colours of the leaves. Yay, like a rainbow. Look at that, how beautiful that is. What a lovely story this is. No, that naughty squirrel, you naughty squirrel, cried Little Blue. Come back down and give us back the sack of smiles. But the squirrel just chatted and tittered and scurried even further up a tree trunk. Oh no, look at it going further up a tree trunk. Oh no. Realising that something needed to be done and fast, Little Blue bent down and pinched a bit of the magic dust between his fingers. Then reaching his arm up over his head, he sprinkled the dust onto his bumblebee bobble hat, saying, Buzzy bee, carry me. All at once the bumblebee bobble started to spin and buzz, and before the friends knew it, Little Blue was lifted off the ground, up, up, up and away. He flew right to the tops of the trees until he was eye to eye with the naughty squirrel. Whoa! In a flash, Little Blue snatched back the sack of smiles. This belongs to Little Red. Where did you find it? Little Blue demanded to know. Why, just down there, giggled the squirrel, pointing towards a blackberry bush. Little Blue sounded the alarm on his trumpet and yelled, Little Red, can you hear me? Look, there he is, taking it from the squirrel. I don't think he should have snatched it, but he had to snatch it, didn't he? Oh dear. Down below, Little Red heard the trumpet and Little Blue's cry. Now, tiny mice, she said, I need you to shout out as loud as you can. Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Here, Little Blue, they all cried. We're over here by the spotty toadstool. From the top of his tree, Little Blue heard the faint squeaks of the 3 lost friends, and without wasting a second, he buzzed down to the spot where they were all sheltering. Oh, well done, Little Blue, you found us, said Little Red. Now sprinkle me with the tiniest bit of magic dust. So Little Blue closed his eyes, reached into the sack of smiles, and zing! Little Red sprang back up to her jolly old self. Oh, thank heavens, laughed Little Red, giving Little Blue an enormous hug. Everyone was overjoyed, most of all Mrs. Mouse and her tiny mice. Well, I'd say so too. And when, at last, the friends finally reached the festival, they had a wonderful time dancing and singing under the great harvest moon long into the night. Yes, and there is the harvest moon and the beautiful, beautiful festival party. How lovely is that? And well, happy days to everyone. Look, beautiful. What a lovely book. Thank you so much to the Sam Williams, the brilliant illustrator of Little Red to the Rescue. That, of course, is Sarah, the Duchess of York. That's me in the old days. Well done. I'm super grand now. And here we have it. Little Red to the Rescue.
Story time with Fergie and friends.